Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, energizing the future. Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is one of the pioneer state institutions which was endowed to the general public by the late Prime Minister Honorable Sirimavo Bandaranaike in 1962 during the regime of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party under the nationalization program of strategic investments owned by multinational oil companies. The Petroleum Ministry was under the late Honorable T.B. Ilangaratne. Since then, the corporation has fully satisfied the institutional responsibility and social obligations over a period of more than 50 years and has fulfilled the expectations of the general public in many ways. Throughout this period, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has made massive investments for the infrastructure development in the areas of refining, storage, distribution and servicing of customers, while contributing to the national economy by way of subsidies to the general public and taxes and dividends to the government treasury. Aviation refueling operation at the Bandaranaike International Airport was taken over by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation in 1972, and since then the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has ensured to maintain the same international standards for quality and efficiency while making all the required improvement and developments, including the construction of the fuel hydrant system in 1987 and construction and commissioning of a modern aviation refueling terminal in 2003, introducing the latest technology in the aviation industry to the Bandaranaike International Airport. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation Aviation Function is proud to extend its services at the Mattala Aviation International Airport today with a state-of-the-art aviation refueling facility via an automated fuel hydrant system built to international standards using best quality branded aviation industry equipment and materials. The aviation fuel requirement of the country is partly produced from the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation refinery at Sapugaskanda, and the balance is imported and stored at Kolanava installation. Presently, aviation fuel is supplied to the Bandaranaike International Airport via rail and road transportation, while the Mattala Aviation International Airport requirement is presently supplied via road transportation from Kolanava installation. Arrangements have already been made to utilize the aviation fuel storage facility at the Magam Ruhunupura Mahinda Rajapaksa port and to put up a connecting pipeline with the Mattala airport facility. Delivery of clean, dry fuel of the correct specification is an essential requirement in aircraft refueling. This is being achieved by the aviation operational personnel adopting the required operational procedures and quality control checks at every stage of the fuel passage from refinery to aircraft. Aviation fuel is all the time handled, stored and transported in internally coated pipelines, tanks and great dedicated road tanker vehicles to avoid any contamination which can adversely impact on safety of the aircraft in the air. Aviation fuel, whether offloaded from a road tanker or from a pipeline, are sent through microfilters to remove fine particles and filter water separators to remove suspended water particles in the fuel. Filter water separators are utilized once again in loading refuelers and for pumping fuel into the fuel hydrant system. Both refueler vehicles and hydrant dispenser vehicles used for into plane operation are equipped with filter monitors which will shut down the fuel flow completely in case of any presence of excess water, totally protecting the aircraft and avoiding any contaminated fuel going into the tanks of the aircraft. Samples of aviation fuel are taken and tested as per the concept worst time, worst place, generally adopted in aviation refueling industry. All the critical parameters of aviation fuel are individually tested for their compliance to ensure that the fuel available at the aviation terminal storage tanks are meeting with stringent quality aspects. Clean and dry fuel free from contamination is supplied to the aircraft in compliance with the accepted international standards to ensure flight safety. All safety precautions are observed during fueling to protect the aircraft and those who are involved in servicing it from an inherently dangerous situation. Approaching of the aircraft by a fueling vehicle is done in oblique angle to avoid any collision in case of a brake failure. Bonding of the fueling vehicle to the aircraft is important to equalize the electrical potential which could otherwise be a potential fire hazard. Parking of the refueling vehicle is done in such a manner having a clear exit path to move the vehicle freely in an emergency. To ensure safety during fueling, deadman control is fitted to the fueling to stop the fueling in an emergency. Lanyard and the emergency shutdown system are two additional safety devices utilized in an emergency. The Mattala Aviation International Airport as the second international airport in Sri Lanka is a strategic investment for the country and an important milestone in the aviation industry. Ministry of Petroleum Industries and Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, having identified the requirements of the airport authorities, took the initiative to build this sophisticated aviation refueling facility with an automated fuel hydrant system and even more advanced in operational flexibility, safety and quality than the system installed at the Bandaranaike International Airport. Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is proud to state we have been able to utilize our own expertise in design review and project management along with third-party inspectors, installed only branded aviation industry equipment and materials from European manufacturers, and the quality of constructions have been continuously monitored and controlled by experienced engineers of our own, which has taken more time than initially anticipated. Ceylon Petroleum Corporation is now ready today with our fully fledged aviation refueling facility at the Mattala Aviation International Airport, fulfilling one of our obligations under the Mahinda Chintanya in the aviation sector to be the hub in the near future.